People think minivans are boring, but the 2015 Toyota Sienna XLE was one of the few that dared to prove otherwise. With features that made it feel more like a luxury SUV than a family hauler, this van redefined what practicality could look like. But here's the question: does it still hold up a decade later, or has time exposed its flaws? Today, we're diving into the Sienna XLE to find out whether it's still the smartest choice for families, or if you're better off looking elsewhere. When you first walk up to the 2015 Toyota Sienna XLE, it doesn't immediately scream for attention, but that's part of its appeal. The exterior styling is clean and understated, with just enough chrome accents and sharp lines to give it a modern edge. The large sliding doors make entering effortless, and the overall stance feels more confident than the typical box-on-wheels stereotype minivans are known for. Step inside, and the XLE really starts to show its character. Soft touch materials, leather-trimmed seating, and an intuitive dashboard layout give the cabin an upscale vibe that was ahead of its class in 2015. Families would have appreciated the generous space, roomy second-row captain's chairs, a third row that folds flat, and clever storage spots scattered throughout. Imagine loading up for a road trip, with kids sprawled out in the back, and still having enough cargo space for luggage, groceries, or even sports gear. Technology was another big selling point. The XLE came equipped with a user-friendly infotainment system, optional rear seat entertainment, and multiple charging ports that made long drives a lot less stressful. Was no afterthought either. Toyota packed in features like a rear-view camera, available blind spot monitoring, and stability control, which were reassuring touches for family-focused buyers. Of course, it wasn't perfect. Fuel economy wasn't groundbreaking, and while the cabin felt premium for a minivan, some rivals offered slightly fresher interior styling. Still, the balance between practicality and luxury put the Sienna XLE in a unique spot. Not just another family hauler, but one that actually felt enjoyable to drive and live with. And here's where things get really interesting, because while the Sienna XLE nailed comfort and reliability, there are a few surprising drawbacks that could change how you see it. In the next section, we'll dig into its standout strengths and its biggest weaknesses, and reveal whether this minivan's reputation truly holds up. This is the moment where the Sienna XLE either proves it's more than just a family hauler, or confirms the stereotypes about minivans. Out on the road, the surprises start stacking up. The V6 engine doesn't just feel adequate, it actually delivers a strong punch when you step on the gas, making highway merges surprisingly effortless. The steering, while not razor-sharp, feels more responsive than you'd expect for a vehicle this size. And then there's the ride comfort: quiet, composed, and stable even at higher speeds. It feels less like a chore and more like a road trip companion. But here's where things take a turn. Push it harder, and you'll notice the fuel economy dipping quickly. Long drives remind you that this is still a big, heavy minivan, not a sleek crossover. And while the interior feels premium at first glance, some of the tech already shows its age. Infotainment menus that once felt intuitive now seem a step behind what we expect in 2025. Still, the real jaw-dropper isn't what the Sienna does wrong, it's what it does right after nearly a decade. Families stepping inside today would still find a cabin that's comfortable, functional, and impressively durable. Few minivans can claim that kind of staying power. It's almost as if Toyota built the XLE with the future in mind, making it just relevant enough to still compete against newer rivals. So, does the 2015 Toyota Sienna XLE defy expectations or simply confirm its age? That's the question buyers need answered. And in the next section, we'll lay out its standout strengths, its biggest drawbacks, and whether this minivan truly earns a place on your shortlist in 2025. So after spending time with the 2015 Toyota Sienna XLE, the verdict is clear: this isn't just another minivan that faded into the background. It was built with the kind of durability, comfort, and family-focused design that still makes it relevant nearly a decade later. The biggest strengths: a spacious and flexible cabin, surprisingly smooth performance from the V6 engine, and Toyota's reputation for reliability that gives buyers peace of mind. It's a vehicle designed to take on years of school runs, road trips, and family adventures, and it still does that job well today. Not flawless. Fuel economy lags behind newer alternatives, some interior tech feels dated, and compared to crossovers, it doesn't offer the same trendy appeal. For buyers who prioritize efficiency or cutting-edge gadgets, the Sienna XLE may feel a step behind. So who's it really for? If you're a family that values space, comfort, and long-term dependability more than flashy styling or the newest tech, the Sienna XLE remains a smart buy, especially in today's used car market. But if you're after the latest features or want something more stylish in the driveway, you might find better options in newer models or competing crossovers. In today's US market, where SUVs dominate and minivans fight for relevance, the Sienna XLE still makes a strong case for itself. And that says a lot about Toyota's vision, because vehicles that age this well don't happen by accident. So, what do you think? Is the 2015 Toyota Sienna XLE still worth considering, or has its time passed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone shopping for their next family